Today is October 6th, and this marks the first day of my October writing vlog. Yes, it's been a while since I've done a writing vlog. I've explained it in several past videos. I'm back doing my thing. If you watched my video, my 5 a.m. wake up challenge, you'll know that I was struggling with what to do with NaNoWriMo after I decided that I needed to rewrite Sharp Hollows. I watched my October writing vlog from last year, and it's a wildly different mood, I feel like, going into this NaNoWriMo. So right now, I'm dividing my time now because I'm gonna do something new for Nano because that's what I like. I like the challenge. I like that whole atmosphere starting something new in November. Half my time is going to be devoted to rewriting Sharp Hollows, which right now I am about halfway of rewriting chapter 2. It's taking me a little bit longer because I've split the screen on Scrivener and I'm rewriting it chapter by chapter. It's gonna get different once I deviate, but the beginning is still vaguely the same because it's like, you know, the setup to the adventure. So it's still the same, it's just several things are different, but it's still 4 perspectives. So it's difficult for me. It's just slower, because as I'm rewriting, I'm also able to pull inner monologue and descriptions from the chapters I've already written. I'm like going back and reading the old draft and pulling things and pasting them into. It's gonna be harder, I think, the further I get into the book because I'll find descriptions that like, oh, this will work, just not yet. I'm also, starting tonight, I'm going to print out sheets, character sheets, plot sheets for my witch pirate idea. I mean, witch pirates pretty much sums it up, but it's surprisingly not just that. So that's just the easiest way to describe it, I guess, right now. I'm printing out character sheets because I want to do that first. I think that'll help with me, one, getting excited, because I am excited for it, but I'm just so sad about Sharp Hollows that it just like cancels it out, and I don't know where that leaves my feelings. My last writing vlogs, I didn't do the character sheets and the plot sheets until after I wrote the first draft of Sharp Hollows. I did like that. By the end of the first draft, I felt like I knew the characters more, but I want to do it this way this time. In the future, I can see what I prefer, if I like doing the character sheets and the plot sheets after I've written the first draft or before. I'm so excited to get back into the writing vlogs and sharing my process and what I've been doing, especially now because I'm getting right back into like the writing part of it, because I haven't really been writing something new since I finished the first draft in April, first draft of Sharp Hollows, because as much as you know you rewrite when you're editing, it's still the same story. Does that make sense? So this is like something new. I don't want to say this because I know it won't happen, but it'd be really nice if I finished the first draft of Witch Pirates in November. Am I feeling a little ambitious? I kind of am, because I want to go immediately into Sharp Hollows in December. I probably just jinxed myself. It's 11 o'clock. I've been up since 7:30, which is kind of shocking for a Sunday. Doing a lot of writing things today. I have a lot of stuff to do, and I started off the day reading Order of the Phoenix because that's the Harry Potter book I'm currently reading. I do have to critique some more chapters for my critique group, but then I'm also going to be doing a lot of world building today. I'm going to try to hammer out the magic system that I'm thinking in my head, because I think once I have that, the actual setting will become more fully fleshed out, and also I'm going to be doing some character building. I also hope to get chapter 2 of Sharp Hollows done, so I have a lot of ambitious plans today, but I did get up early, so I'm hoping that that will kind of keep me going. Okay, so today is Saturday. I actually had to work this morning, which kind of sucked, but overtime, buying a couple books for research purposes, so I thought this would be a good time to like show you guys. First, before I get into the books that I've recently bought, I did want to say that I got Natalia Lee's Preptober workbook. She's doing this on her channel where she gives you like a bunch of different writing worksheets to help you with your nano project. So I got that because I love writing worksheets, and I haven't hole punched it yet, but I'm gonna put it into my binder that you saw in the last clip. So I'm gonna start working on that tonight because I haven't had time yet. I was at Barnes & Noble a couple nights ago. I had to get some research in for pirate reasons. This is from their like bargain section. I really like their bargain section because there's a lot of different like history books for cheap, and I was really looking for a pirate one because I didn't like see one the last time I was there. What I like about these kind of books is that they have pictures in them. I learn best when I have like visual representation. I actually ordered a couple books on Amazon about pirates. I'm gonna real quick open this because I haven't like opened it yet. Of course. Okay, I just ripped it off. So the first book I got was an actual non-fiction book. I've heard this is like the best one to get for learning about pirates, pirate history. This one is just words, and I know I'm gonna have difficulty reading that just because I really like pictures to correspond with history. Shocker, I got one that actually has pictures in it. This one had a lot of great reviews, but of course the reviews are like, my 5-year-old loves this, so I'm not sure what I'm getting myself into. These 3 books are the books that I got for research. So I got another 15 days to do some research and outlining and everything else. It's Sunday afternoon. No, just kidding. It's Sunday night. Pretty much. And I'm finally getting started with my nano prep of the day. Read a lot of Harry Potter this morning, so that's kind of why I'm like 40 pages away from finishing Order of the Phoenix, but I decided to stop and just get to work on this. Have the idea of the plot. Is just everything will fall better into place once I have like the characters more hammered out, the magic system more hammered out, as well as the world. Right now, the pirate aspect of the book, as many books as I just bought of pirate things, the majority of this book is taking place on land from what I've so far envisioned. So it's like pirates, but on land. The majority of the first act is on land and sea. Within the second act, from what I'm envisioning, is mostly going to take place in the on land. Hammering out the 2 best friends, I think I have general ideas of what their personality is going to be like. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a helicopter and I have my windows open. Let's just wait till that goes away a little bit. But I think I'm going to go on 16personalities.com and go through the questionnaire for each of the girls, just so that I have a better idea of what they're like in different situations. I haven't done this before, but I think it'd be a good way to kind of get to know my character, as well as being told what my character is really like based on the questions that I'll answer in character. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm about to head to bed, but I did accomplish some things today. I rewrote chapter 3 of Sharp Hollows, so you know, I think within the next 100 years, I will be able to finish this book. I did go on to 16personalities.com to do at least my 2 main characters. They're girls. Tomorrow I think I'll do my boy side characters, but I'm just tired, so I didn't want to go through the test another 2 times. But it was really, really helpful. I ended up printing off the personality types of my 2 main characters. My first main character is Galena, and her personality is an ENFJ, the protagonist personality, believe it or not. And my second girl, Micah, her personality is ESTP, the entrepreneur personality. I'm glad that they're different. It was really hard the first time I was taking the test for the first character because I kept thinking of my own answers and I'm like, no wait, not you. And I'm gonna put them in my binder for my character section. I still have a lot to do. I haven't really outlined it all. I've done my brainstorm info dump of my brain, but that's not really a plot. That's more of a, maybe they could do this, maybe they could do that. I really like this idea. How do I incorporate that into the plot? I'm just very, very far behind on planning for Nano this year. I know I need to continue outlining because I still need a solid, I don't want to say full-on outline because my outlines are never very long. Just, and I described this in a blog post a while ago, I'm more of a road mapper. I just need to know where I'm going. If I don't know where I'm going, I'm gonna get lost. When it comes to writing, I'm still very new when it comes to writing books. Sharp Hollows technically was my second book, but now I'm rewriting it, so I feel like I'm back at only having 1 book under my belt. I'm constantly learning the whole storytelling process. The novel writing process is very different than the other writing I've done in the past. Starting over, that was very difficult for me to accept, but I have written 12,000 new words for Sharp Hollows. I'm about to start chapter 5. I did have a very subtle breakthrough with one of my characters, one of my Sharp Hollow characters. Character wants are the most important thing about a character. If a character doesn't have an overall want, it's hard for the reader to root for them. I can go more in depth about character wants maybe in a future video if that's of interest with people. Again, I'm still learning, but character wants are the most important thing. And I didn't learn about character wants until writing Sharp Hollows. Like, I don't even know, I mean, I'm sure I have my wants in the Red Riding Hood story. All of my characters have character wants, except for one of the characters, Pen. She's one of the girl POVs. She's the sister to Rami. They're very close, etc., etc. But I never really had a want for her. I knew I needed her character in the story, but without a want, she is just kind of swimming. She had a want in this previous version, but now that I've realized it was a really weak want. It wasn't true to her character now that I'm thinking about it. When I sat down to rewrite Sharp Hollows, I had to write down all the wants. I'm pretty sure I could show you guys that. This is turning into a long clip. So now I'm in my office. Okay, I can't show one of them, but this is like what I did. If you can see that. I don't care if you guys see that. So my character wants, they're the most important part of the character. Rami, she wants to be a scholar. That's her #1 want. And she's can't be it because she's a courtesan. She has several wants, but that was like her #1 want. And I didn't also realize that until I started to rewrite it, because her previous wants were to discover the tomb and bring honor to her family name, which is still a pretty good want, but I realized it wasn't her ultimate want. Also, Luca, who's another one of the boy characters, he had also a pretty weak want. The first draft, he wants to find gold. That's why he wants to go on the adventure to discover the tomb, because the tomb is rumored to have a lot of gold. That was his want. Again, it's a pretty good want, but I realized that wasn't his true want. His true want is he wants to become the next criminal kingpin of the neighborhood that they're from, because he's very oppressed by the current one. He wants things to change. To get that want, he needs to go on this journey now. And then Dove, I really can't say because it's really spoilery. But down here at the bottom, I have Pen. Hers has been blank since I started to rewrite this. And finally, it came to me, and I think I've known this for a couple weeks, but I just didn't want to accept this want. But it's very obvious that this is her want. She wants to be her own person, and to be that, she needs to step away from her family. And her family is the whole driving force behind the book. That's like my favorite part of the book, is how close they are. And they are still very close, but to be her own person, she needs to be away from them, and she needs to get away. I didn't like that want. I didn't want her to want that, but it's very obvious that that is her want. And it's funny because Pen is the most difficult character for me to write, but when I think about all the characters, I don't know how this happened. It must have been my subconscious. Pen is actually the most like me, even though we are complete opposites. Her internal thinking, part of her personality traits, her relationship with certain characters are definitely have parts of me in it. And I don't necessarily want that. It's not a self-insert at all, but I think that's why she's the most difficult character for me to write, because she's the most like me. I didn't realize that until about 3 drafts in of the first version. I feel like I got really off topic and I don't know what my original point was. Character wants. Now I feel like I can really confidently write her character knowing what her true wants are in the story. So I'm really excited to write her from her perspective now. That's like one of the positives of having to rewrite this book, is that I've learned so much more about the characters. It all stemmed from really sitting down and narrowing out their wants. I think I'm gonna go to one of my NaNoWriMo Regions meetings tomorrow night. I've been like wanting to go for the past month when they do these things at the library, but I'm too nervous to introduce myself to people, which is funny because as much as an introvert as I am, I can be an extrovert when I need to be, but then I'll revert back to my introverted self. So I'm not as freaked out as I used to be about meeting new people. That's definitely tapered off over the past few years, and I can actually thank BookTube for that. Doing videos has really boosted my self-confidence and public speaking and all that stuff. I'm not as scared or nervous as I used to be. I'm just really nervous to like go to this meeting and meet people, but I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. I will let you guys know if I do. So it's Saturday. I never did do a follow-up for last night, but last night was one of the meetings for my region's NaNoWriMo group. After work, I did drive to the library, and once I got into the library, I'm like, okay, I'm here. And then I was hiding in the parenting section for a little bit because I was like, I don't know, I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to walk in. It just surprises me that I wasn't able to do this because I am a little bit more outgoing than I've used to be. So, but I did it. I took an imaginary shot and I walked in the meeting room and I met new people. Really, really glad that I ended up going. I was a little disappointed in myself that I didn't do it prior to this meeting because they've been having meetings, I think, all throughout October. There was 4 other people there and I met them and they all seem really cool. And 2 of them write YA as well, so I was able to like bond with them in that sense. Not gonna lie, it was definitely a little awkward the first 30 minutes because they all knew each other and I was like the new person coming in. And I'm usually really against icebreaker activities, but I'm really, really grateful that we did one because then it broke the ice. It made me feel a little bit more comfortable with them, and I'm really, really happy that I did it. So if you are like me, an introvert, sometimes nervous to meet new people and not really putting yourself out there in a way, I'm not saying do it, because obviously don't do something you're not comfortable with, but I was not comfortable with it and I pushed myself to do it, and in the end it was actually really rewarding. Because of that, I am going to be going to their kickoff event the 31st. They meet up at the restaurant Perkins, if you're familiar with it, because it's a 24-hour restaurant, and then we're going to write starting at midnight. I'm excited. I'm really happy I did that last night. I went out, I met new people. Last year I was very frazzled, trying to get everything together, trying to plan everything, and right now it's the 28th. I still don't have an outline. I have not started the outline yet. If I were to start writing it right now, I do know sequentially what's happening in the first 20%. I just haven't like written it down yet in a concrete sense. but we'll get there. This is gonna be my last clip because I've already edited my vlog and it's already over 20 minutes. I'm gonna make this quick. I finally started outlining last night. This is good. I did completely outline Act 1. Now I'm getting into the very difficult part of the middle. As thorough as Act 1 was when I wrote it out, I know that Act 2 won't be as thorough. It'll leave me more options of what to pursue. Because I find that when I'm writing a lot, I get a lot more ideas. So I want to give myself more freedom in the middle, but still have some idea of where I want to go. I still don't really have an idea for the ending. I do kind of, but I don't know if that'll be the same ending when I start writing it. It could change. I feel like I'm finally at a good place with my planning. And the other part of my wrap up is Sharp Hollows. I did write 4 chapters, 12,000 words, and I'm not going to pick that back up until December. Good luck to everybody that's participating in NaNoWriMo. And even if you don't make 50,000 words, any words you write is more than you would have written if you didn't join at all. Good luck everybody, and I'll see you guys next month. Bye!